Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Raw Light Podcast. My name is Danielle Baker, and thank you for being here today. I'm going to have to change up the sound system here. I have changed my game on microphones, and I have this really awesome wireless microphone that I got off Amazon, and it's working so much better than what my other one was. So I'm actually so stoked about this. I'm really happy. I have some really exciting news for you guys as well. I have a epic human coming on the podcast next Tuesday for you guys next Wednesday. I'm sorry this is a bit late. You guys are going to have to be super patient with me. I had to run to Jilton yesterday to help my husband out with a few things. So you guys are just going to have to be super patient with me some weeks. I apologize. Sometimes I can't pre-record either. I have things going on at home. Being a farm wife, I have a lot, and sometimes Oakley doesn't sleep during the day. So please bear with me, and I really do thank my community for being here. Like, I want you to know, I really do thank every single one of you that listens to me every single week. But I have some really exciting news. So my best mate, Luka Reedy, is going to come on the podcast next week. If you don't know who he is, you really need to look him up. He is an absolutely incredible human. He is one of my favorite people. I've known Luca for about 5 or 6 years now. I think we're going into our 6th year of our friendship, and I met his beautiful wife, DK, first, and then Luca and I met and hit it off like a house on fire. He is probably the first guy friend that I've had he is just a guy friend. He's like a brother to me. And we're very honest and open with each other about life and different things. And he is a relationship and dating coach. And I can tell you now, the advice that he gives women is fucking insane and epic. And if you are somebody who's single or even in a relationship, he has shifted over 100 women's perspective on relationships and helps them through day-to-day traumas. And also he helps them on dating advice, what's hot, what's the next moves, how to have peace, what not to do, what to do. I'm really excited to have him. I'm really excited to have him on the podcast. He is not only a very good friend of mine, but him and his wife are like the power couple on the internet. I'm not even kidding. They are the power couple on the internet. The reason why I say this is because I know firsthand that they have worked through real things in life, off the screen, off social media, and with each other. And they talk about it on DK's podcast. If you haven't heard it, go over there and have a little look. Her name is Danielle Reedy on Instagram, and his is Luka Reedy on Instagram. I would recommend going and having a look. I'll be sharing bits and pieces about him over my social medias over the next couple of days, but I'll be having him on the podcast next week, and I am beyond excited to get him on here and to really get him moving and talking. So I would like to put it to my podcast listeners. I am going to put on my social media, or if you want to get in contact with me, please, if you listen to this and you have questions, even if you don't want to be known or your name known, I don't have to put your name in it. Please ask me some questions for him. He would absolutely love it. And he has asked me to reach out to my community and say, hey guys, who would like to ask any questions about relationships? He's honestly so knowledgeable. He's also a hypnotherapist. I have worked with him personally myself as a woman, and he helped me shift some of my sexual assault. He is actually how I met Josh. Luca and I worked together for a month. So he asked me, he said, hey, would you mind if I worked with you for a month on some relationship things and hypnotherapy? And, I'm doing my hypnotherapy course. This was probably about 4 years ago. My hypnotherapy course, can I please, give you some trials, and would you like to work with me free for a month so that I can get some experience up my belt? And I said, yes, no worries, 100%, let's do it. I want to work on a few things anyway. We got on a call every week for a month, and I can honestly say that I shifted in that month. His understanding, his intuition, his open consciousness, spirituality. He's a very switched on dude. He's also worked through some really deep trauma himself. and I trust him. There's not many people that I trust with my energy, but I do trust him because I know that he respects and loves everybody equally enough to know how to handle each person's energy. And I really, really respect that, because there's a lot of men out there that take advantage of women, and he is not one. He is a very, very solid, grounded human, and he's been through a lot too, which is really important because that's what brings in teaching, learnings, and lessons. So I worked with him for a month, and I was living in Margaret River. I'd split up with somebody that I was just seeing for a bit. We weren't actually together. We were just like seeing each other for a couple of months to see how it would go and stuff. And it didn't really work out. And then I realized that I wanted something better, that I deserved better than what I was getting. And yeah, I felt like there was a lot that came up of unhealed acknowledgement around my sexual assault. So Luca and I jumped on hypnotherapy sessions, and a lot came through for me to be healed. I called my family, I had lots of big chats. There was a lot of healing for me that happened in that month. Then I decided to move back to Perth, and I met Josh. So I healed what I needed to heal, and I met my true soulmate. So I really believe that we have lots of soulmates in this lifetime, but I realize that we do have one true soulmate that is here for us. And if you elevate to that level, you can really connect and have them with you, have the healing, have all of the things. I want to also talk to you guys about conscious relationships. That's going to be on the cards next week as well. I'm going to ask Luca some questions from my previous podcasts and stuff that people have asked. Also, my own way and how I go about things. And I want to know from a male's perspective. I talk to my husband about it, but I want to know for somebody who really works in the coaching world, what they really feel and see about women and my approach to things. And I would like to know where I could probably go a bit better. So I'm really excited to bring that podcast to you next week. It is something that I have been brewing for a while. I'm going to get his wife, Danielle, on here as well. She is an absolute, she is honestly the person that I would say is the most loving, most open, most divine woman I have met, that it really does keep women accountable for falling into their purpose, really calling into themselves. So I really do recommend having a look at the guys on social media if you haven't, and having a little look. Now, today I'm actually not going to do much of a podcast. The reason being is because next week I need to set up for next week, and I'm going to organize a few questions, but I wanted to jump on here and personally chat to you, my community, and say, hey, what would you like to hear more of? Now, I know that you guys watch me on social media, okay? I'm so aware of that because I've actually seen it. I can actually see it. Not who has, but just like the amount of people that have. And I would really appreciate and love if you could please reach out to me and say, hey, I would love to know this in relationships. How can I work on this? It can be the simplest thing. It can be the complex thing. I would really love for you to come forward and say, hey, this is what I would like to know more on your podcast. This is what I would like to see more of on your podcast. These two guys, I really do believe, can bring a lot to my podcast as well. We talk about a lot about relationships, shifting things, big mindsets. These two both work on growth constantly, and they are my family, I would say. They are my soul family. They are not afraid to speak up, say things. We are not afraid to have hard conversations. We get confused with each other. We have a hard conversation. You move through it. It's not very often that we do have that happen because we do live on opposite sides. So when we do talk to each other, it is a lot about like where we're at, where we're going. If one of us does need help, the other person does reach out. But it's really important to know that you can have really big growth friendships that can turn into like family if that's what you're looking for. And you can also have very conscious people in your life if that's also what you're looking for. So I would recommend jumping online, having a look at their stuff. I'll also be sharing stuff over the next couple of days. So I'm having Luca on the podcast on Tuesday. So I'm going to keep putting questions up, and I would really love my community to really get in and really message me some questions, because I would hate for him to get on here and us not have much to talk about. But I got a few things that I'll be able to talk about with him, and it's really exciting. I can't tell you guys enough how exciting it is, because we've known each other for so long, and we've had a lot of fun over the years together. We've also known each other at our lowest, and we've also known each other at our highest. So, yeah, it's really important for for everyone to acknowledge that not everybody is perfect, and we go through highs and lows in friendships and things. Sometimes I won't talk to them for a couple of months if I'm busy or if they're busy, and then we connect in and we chat. But the thing I love about these guys is whenever we do catch up, it's always fun. We have fun, we enjoy life, but we also get down, we work, we grow, and we move through things. So I'm going to leave it there. But like I said, if you hear this and you want to contact me, you can either contact me on my socials, which is Danielle Baker, Danielle Baker _, or you can get me on Facebook under my name, Danielle Baker, or you can send me an email at danielletropiano@gmail.com. So I'll leave it there. Thanks, guys, and I'm really looking forward to next week's episode.